folks, I'm James, and welcome to episode 54 of I Don't Want to Hold Your Hand, the Beatles Quarantine catalog, where I'm attempting to play all 248 Beatles songs in chronological order while I am still stuck inside. As always, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Venmo in case you'd like to subscribe, follow, share, or support the series. Let's talk about the Beatles. The Beatles recorded last episode's Can't Buy Me Love on January 29th. 3 days later, the Beatles get their first #1 hit with I Want to Hold Your Hand, sparking the British invasion. 6 days later, the Beatles landed at JFK Airport in New York City for the first of many visits to the United States. 3,000 Beatles fans were there to greet them. 2 days after that, the Beatles performed on The Ed Sullivan Show for 73 million people, roughly 40% of the US population at the time. It is believed that during their performance, not a single crime was reported across the entire country, though that was likely just some cute story somebody made up. 2 days after that, the Beatles played their very first concert in the United States in Washington for 20,000 people. 4 days after that, the Beatles performed on The Ed Sullivan Show again, this time from Miami, Florida. And it was in Miami that Beatles song number 54 was written. The first Beatles song written in the United States, You Can't Do That. You Can't Do That was primarily written by John Lennon. John says he wrote this song in the style of Wilson Pickett, the kind of rock song that just has an emphasis on all four beats. The timeline doesn't quite line up. John probably wouldn't have even known who Wilson Pickett was at this point, so John's mistaken by saying this, but he was attempting to write a real rock song, and he absolutely did. Things to listen for in this song: chords. I know I just said in the last episode that the Beatles, while they covered 12-bar blues a lot, they didn't write 12-bar blues a lot. Well, this is the second song in a row in the 12-bar blues, but I promise moving forward they will do it very rarely. Though this is a 12-bar blues song and thusly a rather simple tune chord-wise, there is one chord worth pointing out, and that is the D7 sharp 9. Sounds a little something like this. It appears underneath "Told You Before, oh, you can't do that." So that chord is interesting because, one, it's an interesting chord. It's an odd chord that the Beatles haven't used yet in the catalog. But what's more interesting is that they will definitely use it at least 2 more times that I'm aware of. Here they are. Say the word and you'll be free. Say the word and be like me. Let me tell you how it will be. Lyrically, we have yet another classic John Lennon pessimistic Beatles song. Much like Please Please Me, I'll Get You, Misery, Not a Second Time, This Boy. This is just another one of those songs where John is looking at a negative romance of some sort. This is very different from pop music at the time. Everything's still bubblegum and happiness and love. John is writing a little bit more pessimistic. Just another example of the Beatles being way ahead of the game. While this is not the first appearance of a 12-string guitar in the Beatles catalog, it is certainly the first appearance of a song written for and around a 12-string guitar. From the opening lick to the closing lick, this entire song just sounds like a 12-string, and that's not an accident. Just before recording this song, George Harrison would have gotten his classic Rickenbacker 12-string that he would use for the next few albums, but this is its first appearance in a recording. And it's with that 12-string Rickenbacker that George Harrison plays this classic Beatles guitar lick. An unbelievable, simple guitar lick that serves as the basis for the entire song. We also get a couple Beatles catalog firsts in You Can't Do That. 1, we get the first appearance of the cowbell, and 2, we get John Lennon's first guitar solo. As you know, George Harrison is the lead guitarist of the Beatles, so he usually plays the solos, but John says in interviews that he would get terribly bored just playing rhythm in every single song. So if he could slip in a little lead part here and there, even just in the back for himself to keep himself occupied, he would. But here is a great chance for John to have an entire solo to himself. So this guitar solo is John's creation, and it's a really good, complicated guitar solo complicated enough that I couldn't play it. So again, Alex Dominish, friend of the series, he was in last episode. He's going to be in a bunch of episodes. He's here to help me do that. Great guitar solo from John. I've said this a lot in this series, but man, can the Beatles write a killer bridge. There's a lot of songs, especially early in the catalog, where the verse of a song is great and the chorus of a song is great, but it's when they get to the bridge is when the song really takes off. On the bridge is when John and Paul like to pull out the interesting chords and the interesting lyrics and great harmonies, and You Can't Do That is a perfect example. We have a great verse, we have a great chorus, it's a great song all around, but when you get to that bridge, everybody's green. What a moment. That three-part harmony just comes out of nowhere. It really is the high point of the song for me. You Can't Do That would be released as the B-side to Can't Buy Me Love. So that's a Paul song on the A-side and a John song on the B-side. Being relegated to the B-side and just the overall quality of Can't Buy Me Love is the kind of thing that would push John to write more and more and more. John and Paul had a great competitiveness between them. They were constantly trying to one-up each other. It kept their music fresh and interesting, always pushing the envelope. And it's an occasion like this, being relegated to the B-side with a great song like You Can't Do That, would explain why on the Beatles' next album, John will write or co-write 10 of the 13 songs. When the Beatles return home from their historic trip to the United States, they will record You Can't Do That and 11 other tunes for their upcoming third album, A Hard Day's Night, most of which will make an appearance in their first feature film, also called A Hard Day's Night. And over the next 11 or so episodes, we will cover every single tune from that incredible album. But first, here is Beatles song number 54, You Can't Do That.
I got something to say that might cause you pain. If I catch you talking to that boy again, I'm gonna let you down and leave you flat. Because I told you before, oh, you can't do that. Well, it's the second time I caught you talking to him. Do I have to tell you one more time? I think it's a sin. I think I'll let you down. Let you down. And leave you flat. Gonna let you down and leave you flat. Because I told you before, oh, you can't do that. Everybody's green, 'cause I'm the one who won your love. But if they'd seen you talking that way, they'd laugh in my face. So please listen to me if you wanna stay mine. I can't help my feelings, I'll go out of my mind. I'm gonna let you down. Let you down. Leave you flat. Gonna let you down and leave you flat. Because I told you before, oh, you can't do that. Everybody's green, 'cause I'm the one who won your love. But if they'd seen you talking that way, they'd laugh in my face. So please listen to me if you wanna stay mine. I can't help my feelings, I'll go out of my mind. I'm gonna let you down. Let you down. Leave you flat. Gonna let you down and leave you flat. Because I told you before, oh, you can't do that.